Why, hello there, our beloved audience. How are you today?
Dude, I don't think they're hearing us.
That damn rude. Not responding back to me.
How dare they?
I know, honestly. After that Dragon Ball Evolution video, we suffered through for you people.
After all the things I've done,
honestly,
like, just be lucky you weren't here for Endless Love.
I'm gonna be real with you. Those movies you reviewed while I was gone, I probably would have skipped all of them anyway.
Honestly, I wouldn't have blamed you if you skipped Miss Congeniality or Endless Love. I think I called Sandra Bullock's character a bitch over 100 times.
That's actually really funny. But
I'm not too proud of that, nor do I condone calling a woman a bitch. Audience.
Now, we are going to be talking about a childhood favorite of mine, Anthony's, and Annalise's.
Yeah, where is she today?
Probably robbing a bank.
Probably getting into some kind of problems.
Could be overthrowing the Peruvian government. I don't know.
That seems in her wheelhouse.
It does, doesn't it? But
it does feel weird doing this episode without her.
Yeah, well, she has a life.
Unfortunately.
Today we're talking about The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser.
Winner Brendan Fraser.
And, what's her name? Rachel Weisz?
Yeah, that's it.
And then, I don't know Jonathan's actor's name or Emotep's actor's name.
Arnold Vass something?
Is that Jonathan?
No, that's Emotep.
That's Emotep? Okay.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan's Jonathan.
Yes.
So, this was originally supposed to be a remake of the 30s horror movie.
I think it's a reimagining.
I was about to say it's definitely not a remake.
It's not a straight to the book remake.
Because this is not at all a horror movie.
It's more. It's horror elements. It's more of an action comedy.
I was gonna say it's more of an action adventure movie than.
Yeah, it's an action adventure horror B movie.
The funniest part about this is Jonathan's actor's first name is Jonathan.
No way.
John David Hanna is his name. And Arnold Vosloo is Emotep.
Yeah, from what I remember, I haven't watched the original Mummy in a minute. I usually stick to either Frankenstein, Dracula, or the Wolfman when it comes to the old Universals. But the Mummy is called Emotep, and he is trying to resurrect his dead girlfriend.
That part I did know.
Yeah,
sure.
That's from what I remember.
But the only two Mummy movies I've ever seen are this one and The Mummy Returns, because they never did a third one. So
that never happened.
There were only two of them. Okay.
Yes. So, Frankie, do you want to get right to it, or do you want to discuss your personal memories with the film?
So, yeah, before I talk about the plot, the first time I saw this movie was when I was like 7.
I had to have been 5 or just turning 6.
And I won't lie to you. The first time I saw Emotep come back to life, I pissed my fucking pants.
Oh, this movie freaked the hell out of me.
When you're a kid, to see a walking corpse, it's...
No, there is some effective horror shots, especially if you're a little kid, that work in this.
Yeah, it is like, there is some stuff. But once I got over that, I actually became a pretty big fan of this movie. And I watched it a lot.
Understatement.
To the point where I ended up seeing the sequel in theaters without you.
Yeah, it's funny because I ended up seeing the original in theaters without you.
Yeah, full circle. But I was anticipating a third one, but we never got it. So
we didn't.
No, we didn't.
It's a multiverse, man. You see, that's in a universe where it's a different Eevee, so therefore it's not in the original timeline.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I will die on that hill.
I don't know what you're talking about. They never made a third. I heard there was like some fever dream where they rebooted it with Tom Cruise, but I don't know how much I believe that.
Yeah, they try. I think they were trying to do a dark universe, but that didn't pass up. But it was a dream.
Yeah, I don't recall any of these events happening.
Nope. But anyway, Frankie, should we get on with the show here?
I think we should. So, the movie starts in the year 1290 BC.
And right off the bat, can I just say, the CGI has held up quite a bit. I'm not going to lie.
So we see this Egypt is ruled by Pharaoh Seti the First, and
After Moses.
and he's got, I believe, a wife named Anck-su-namun.
Is it his wife or is just his, for lack of a better term, whore?
It says mistress. I think they called her mistress, so I want to be nice and say wife, but
I mean, back in the day, and I mean, still in politics, everyone's sleeping around, so...
My dog is barking at a vacuum.
What you don't understand is that that vacuum cleaner is actually an evil demon from another world.
Oh God!
And you see dogs,
but Anck-su-namun is having an affair with the high priest Imhotep.
Why?
And shut up. I guess they were in love secretly. My guess this was a forced marriage with the pharaoh, and she was actually
definitely not by her choice.
But once the pharaoh finds out, Imhotep and her just kind of stab him to death.
Okay, there's an easy way to avoid all of this. Had Imhotep just not touch her, just like, I don't know, awkwardly make out with her.
Or grab her ass.
Fair. I mean, I know that may sound a little crude and sexist, but he's not wrong. There is a shot of her butt in the film. It's gratuitous as hell. But I mean, there's no markings on, there's no paint on that, so he could have just grabbed that, and he would have been fine.
I know I came off as a pig, but like,
but you're not wrong, because I mean, the camera shows her from the back, and there's no paint on that.
So the protectors of the pharaoh, the Magi, show up, and Imhotep gets out of there. Someone takes him away. I don't think it's the Magi.
Her?
People. I forgot who takes Imhotep out of
there. Just his priests.
Yeah, his priests come and save him.
But they don't grab her. There's still plenty of time for both of them to go.
Because she kills herself.
Because Imhotep's the only one that can bring people back from the dead.
So him and his priests steal her body and go to Hamunaptra and get the Book of the Dead. I forgot what it's called.
The Black Book.
That's all they called it, the Black Book. I thought it had a real name. But the Book of Amun-Ra or something?
No, that's the Book of the Living. That's the Gold Book.
What's the Black Book called then?
I don't think they gave it one. It's called the Book of the Dead and the Black Book.
That's weird that they give the good whatever. So he actually does the ritual, and he does bring her back to life temporarily, and is about to finish it, but he's stopped by the Magi.
Okay, so later in the film, he has to sacrifice Evie. I mean, spoilers for you people. This movie's almost 20 years old, isn't it?
This movie's 24 years old.
Thank you. 24 years old. If you don't know what this plot is, spoilers to you. But he has to sacrifice Evie to bring Anck-su-namun back, right?
So who is he going to sacrifice?
Yeah, there's no sacrificial lamb here.
Was he going to sacrifice one of his priests?
But there's no one on the slab, and so he's raising the like he's going to stab her again.
Anyway, all the priests are mummified. And Imhotep is he has his tongue cut off.
Dude, this scene used to freak me out. Just the music and just the fact that they're deep in the city of the dead, like a burial, and these people just without remorse killing these people.
And they wrap him up, throw him in a coffin or sarcophagus.
Yeah.
And pour scarabs on him that eat the flesh of him. But they put the curse of Amun-Ra, I think? No. The home die.
Yeah, they formed the home die in him, which, by the way, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard of. You're gonna literally give him all the power.
I mean, to their credit, they did everything they could to fucking prevent it.
Okay, then just fucking kill him. Just do a regular thing. He's still dead.
It took almost 700 years. So, I mean...
Then just friggin' kill him! Why risk the chance of him coming back and destroying the whole world?
All right, so then it jumps to 1926, almost 700 years later, where we meet our protagonist, Rick O'Connell.
Played by Oscar winner Brendan Fraser.
It's 1923 first, because it jumps 3 years later. But,
that's right.
We meet our protagonist, Rick O'Connell, who is in Hamunaptra.
Yeah, what is it? Where is he with a French military or some military?
He's American.
Yeah, he's American, but I don't know.
And he's with his second in command, Benny, and Benny's a dickhead. And Rick's men are mostly gunned down. He's the only one that survives.
They get gunned down quick.
And before he's killed, something stops them.
It's just the curse of the mummy.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, before we continue on the plot, I just want to play a little game with you. Can you think of anyone in cinema that's a bigger dick than Benny?
Can I think of anyone who's a bigger dick than Benny?
Yeah.
In cinema. Gordon Gekko.
Where's he from again?
Wall Street.
I haven't actually seen Wall Street.
You've never seen Wall Street?
Yeah, I know. Crazy, right?
What's the dude's... The villain from Titanic?
Billy Zane?
Yes.
Fun story, though, that you actually bring that up. People get him and the guy that plays Emotep confused a lot.
That's really funny.
Lovejoy. Find out.
Or, Billy Loomis.
Yeah, Billy's kind of a dick.
Billy, kind of a dick. Okay. Okay, yeah, Billy Loomis is just slightly dickish.
He's only slightly dickish.
Okay. Anyway, but the Magi have continued, and their leader, Ardeth Bay, is looking at Rick. And the Magi are like, should we kill him? And he's
standing around playing circle jerk with each other.
Yeah, and he's like, nah, the desert will get him. So 3 years later, we see...
They're not good at their job.
We see a librarian named Evelyn, who we're going to abbreviate to Evie for the rest of the movie, destroy a library.
He plays dominoes with them.
But you find out that she can read and write ancient Egyptian, is actually very smart.
She's the smartest character in the whole film.
She is. And so after that, we run into her brother, Jonathan, who finds this thing. I'll get to what that is later.
It's a hexagon. Or is it an octagon?
Which has a... Dude, I don't remember. How many... I don't remember. I want to say...
I don't know.
It might be a hexagon. I don't fucking remember. So they find the map to Hamunaptra, who the very, very, very dickish head of the library, we'll come back to him later, burns. He acts like it's an accident. It ain't, and you can tell it's not.
That happened.
So we find out that Jonathan got that in a bar fight. And they go to this prison where the guy from the bar went.
Can we just talk about this prison? There's literally it's a work prison, I'm assuming. But they have these guys in hamster wheels that are literally not attached to anything, that they're just running in. What is the point of it?
So this very fat, disgusting pig of a man.
Even Frankie can't even answer my question.
Exactly. I need to talk about this guy. This guy is just gross. All right? Like, he just makes me feel ill.
You know what I imagine this man smells like?
Booze and fucking ham.
Booze, old disgusting ham, sardines, and sweat.
That's probably about right.
And farts. Old farts.
So we find the guy who Jonathan got the thing from, and it's O'Connell. And he immediately punches Jonathan in the face.
For being in a bar fight?
Because he stole it from him. He stole the thing from him. Jonathan probably started it.
No, Jonathan stole the key thing from O'Connell. Why is O'Connell getting hanged? Because he was in a bar. I don't know Egypt laws and whatnot. Because I don't pretend to understand them or even look into them.
Anthony, you don't understand. He was just looking for a good time.
Yeah, well, he was having a real good time if that's the case.
So Evie asks him about the puzzle box, and he's like, no, you want to know about Hamunaptra. And she's like, well, can you tell me to get there? He's like, come here. And he kisses her. And he's like, get me out of here.
She's into it.
And I wonder if that was her first kiss.
Good question.
We'll ask him that when we get there. And so they make a deal with the
warden,
with Michael Moore over here, and they release him. So they go on a boat, and Evie's talking about how gross and vile he is, and then he shows up, all clean shaven, all prettied up, and she's like, "Oh."
I mean, to be fair, at this point, would you not fawn over Brendan Fraser?
You make a fair argument.
Thank you. What woman wouldn't?
And he takes he straight up is like, she's like, "Is this a trick?" He's like, "Lady, look, we went there, and all we found was sand and blood. Let me take your bags."
You think they actually went into Hamanatra, though? I mean, they were above it all.
They had to go in there.
You think so?
He knew how to get there.
Yeah, he knew how to get to the location, but you think they actually had a chance to actually dig and look into Hamanatra before they got attacked?
Maybe not, but he at least he had to enough to get that key.
That's true. I mean, I doubt them. They would have left that on on the ground somewhere.
So they get on this boat, right? And they meet this other group of people who are also looking for Hamanatra. And they're
looks like a dollar store version of O'Connell.
He really does, though.
Like they have almost the same hairstyle. They almost dress the same. It's hilarious.
And they're being led by Benny. And Benny antagonizes O'Connell. And O'Connell does the logical thing of throwing him off the boat. It's the best thing. It's the best thing. Dude, Benny gets one-upped in this movie all the time. Like, O'Connell always makes him look like a chump.
Because he is a chump.
It's so good.
He is a literal human embodiment of the weasels from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I want to say something real quick. I actually fucking love Rick O'Connell to death. He's such a sarcastic douchebag, and I love it.
He's great.
He really is. He's I know he's the main character, so you're supposed to like him, but Brendan Fraser does a good job as the character.
In anyone else, I don't think it would work as well.
No, I don't think so.
I think Brendan Fraser brings that natural likability to him.
So Evie and Rick talk for a minute, and he tells her straight up, there's something evil there. And she doesn't buy it. She's very clearly an atheist.
She's very clear. What?
She's like, if I could see it and I could touch it, it's real. She's an atheist.
Sure, why not?
She's very clearly an atheist. And trust me, Evie, that's going to change as the movie goes on. And she's like,
I mean, the Egyptian gods are the one true gods in this world, so yeah.
And she's like, why did you kiss me? And he's like,
well, being about to be hanged. It seemed like a good idea at the time. By the way, Alex, we don't condone forcing another person to kiss you.
You know what? I got to give him credit. At least he was honest about it.
Yeah, at least he was honest. Like, hey, listen, it might have been my last kiss.
And she was like, and he's like, what? So she's in her the Magi start going toward the boat.
This would have been like the H team of the Magi because they suck.
H? Try like Y.
Probably Y. I mean, this one guy with a hook is the most accident-prone human being on the face of this earth.
So, Evie's like sitting there thinking about O'Connell, and she's like, "It's not that good of a kiss anyway. You're a bit drooling over him since you saw him with this cut hair and clean shave. Like,
blame the girl.
You clearly want to sit on the guy's face.
Jesus,
and she does.
I mean, you're not wrong, but Jesus.
Listen. I want her to sit on my face too. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so they get the Magi hook guy attacks her, and he asks for a map and a key. She has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And
he knows what he's looking for, but she's playing it off.
No, she doesn't know about the key. She knows about the map. She has no idea what the key is. Has no freaking idea at this point. She puts two and two together later.
No, okay.
But at first, I would just assume that was a box holding a map.
I mean, could be.
But regardless, the Magi are all pretty easily defeated.
Easily? That's an understatement.
Rick takes them all down almost by himself.
Yeah, let's be honest. No one else does anything in this series except for O'Connell.
I don't know, that one, the dollar store O'Connell killed the hook dude.
Yeah, right?
But the whole boat's on fire, and everyone gets off. Rick has my favorite line. Wait here, I'll go get help, and then jump.
That is the best. Wait here. Do you know how many times I've actually done that in life?
And he's just like, ah!
Spoilers, more often than you would think, audience.
Like, every time I see this guy, I think he's gonna like hijack a plane and crash into a building.
Okay, that's mean. That's too far.
Am I wrong?
Every time I see this man, I think he's gonna attack a buffet.
So they all get to safety, and Benny is like, "Hey, look at all the horses!"
It wouldn't surprise me if this guy was banned from every Chinese buffet.
So they get to you're an asshole.
I loved your silence. That was brilliant.
So they get to Hamanoptera after Rick gives Evie the same reaction that Rick gave her. Because she gets these this black dress and this like veil around her face, and Rick's like, oh hello.
Just fuck already.
We'll get there. So they get these camels, and they make it to Hamanoptera, and they made a bet with the other group, and Evie gets there first, so Rick won. But you never see the money.
She had nothing to do. Oh yeah, they never got that money.
Yep. So they get to Hamanoptera, and they're almost immediately attacked by the Magi.
Forgot something.
Okay.
Because you brought up Titanic earlier.
All right.
The asshole that designs the ship in the movie is the Egyptologist that's helping Dollar Store O'Connell's group.
Oh, yeah.
He's also Robin Williams' father in Jumanji. You remember that movie?
I've only seen it, like, twice.
I don't think I've ever seen it in full. How crazy is that? I
mean, it is what it is.
But this Titanic and Jumanji are the only films I've seen this actor in.
I don't know if he has that big of a... Oh, God, he actually has a pretty big filmography.
Good for him.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Oh, yes, they're attacked by the Magi.
Well, have they discovered Imhotep yet?
No. I think that's after.
No, that's before they get attacked by the Magi.
Yep.
No. They haven't opened. They found the sarcophagus, but they hadn't opened it yet.
Yeah, they attack them twice. So yeah, so they go underground, start digging. Rick actually stole one of the guy's toolkits and gave it to Evie. And he's like, "I thought you'd like this." And he's like a fucking like loser talking to a hot chick in high school. Like he's so nervous. It's adorable.
It is. I love their romance. I'm sorry.
So they find the sarcophagus, and
more like it found them.
And then the other group finds
the jars containing Anoxa's organs and the Book of the Dead.
And Mr. Terrorist fucking Pigman has a scarab.
He really is a living embodiment of Man Bear Pig, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Finds finds the scarabs. And he starts collecting them, but one falls in the sand and gets into his body and falls into his
Why
brain.
Are they in the wall? Because this will appear again in the film. Why are these things in the wall when the rest of the time they're coming from the sand?
I think these were fossilized or something.
And they just get unfossilized?
The place is cursed, dude.
I get it. It's just always bugged me. Why these are like...
I think the ones that come out of the ground are tied into Imhotep. That's the only thing I can think of.
It could be, because, I mean, the sequel, they show up right before Imhotep. They find Imhotep.
Well, they did say he's a walking plague, so...
You could be onto something with that.
He could just have those towers. But
you might be onto something with that.
The dude runs full force to a wall and cracks
So what
his skull.
What do you think actually got him? Was it him just running into that wall, or the scarab eating his brain?
I think the scarab got into his brain, and he ran full speed and crushed his skull against that wall. That's all I can think of.
I think the impact is what finished him off. Either way, he was going to die.
So we have a scene of Jonathan, Evie, and Rick just kind of bonding. Jonathan drunkenly falls asleep, and Evie's drunk,
Yeah, by the way, I found out what they are drinking, and I do intend to buy that for Annalise's graduation.
Why would you say that on this podcast?
Oh, she already knows.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She already knew. Because me and her have talked about getting that whiskey for a while.
Evie says to O'Connell, "What's a place like me doing in a girl like this?" I didn't misquote that. That's the actual quote.
Because she's drunk.
And, you find out that her parents her father's a very famous explorer. Which one? I don't know. It's not in the script.
It's not in the script, and her mother was Egyptian.
And she's like, "I'm going to kiss you, Mr. O'Connell." And he's like, "Call me Rick." So,
okay, I have a few issues with this. I mean, yes, she's compliant, but she's clearly drunk, and he was going to let her kiss him when she was drunk.
It takes place in 1926, dude.
I mean, I get that, but to quote Austin Powers, I can't. You're drunk. It's not right.
Yeah, well, that took place in the 90s.
True.
So that's just... This takes place 100 years in the past, dude. But she falls asleep, and he doesn't try to wake her up. He's like, okay.
Yeah, at least there's that. So
the next day, they actually do open the sarcophagus. And you see this corpse that's still decaying.
Yeah, why is it still decaying?
But it's been there since 1290 BC, so it's probably been like 3,000 years.
So is that part of the curse, or...?
It has to be because of the curse.
Yeah.
And I forgot who found it.
Found what?
The Book of the Dead, but someone finds the Book of the Dead.
No, the Dollar Store O'Connell's group does. Remember when they
found the jars, they found the book.
Yeah, because they're digging on by the statue of Anubis, and they are directly under them.
So Rick sees her open the book with the key, and he's like, "This is a bad idea." She's like, "No harm ever came from reading the book."
Womp womp womp.
And she, of course, reads the enchantment.
It's the first page
that brings this mummy back to life. Oh, God.
This is why we can't have nice things, Evie.
Now, let's introduce ourselves to one of the most powerful antagonists I've ever seen in a film. Like, Jesus Christ, this guy's unstoppable. So...
He could have probably beaten Thanos.
I don't know about that. But, like... He finds the one guy with the glasses.
I think his name is Mr. Burns.
We'll get back to that because the group starts like running because
he summons like locusts.
Yeah, there's a plague. Like as soon as he wakes up, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose. But the Egyptologist is covered in them. And he's fine.
And now that they're back,
so why do they all go running inside?
Now that Emotep's back, because they're not safe outside.
He was safe. He was outside.
Who?
The Egyptologist.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was covered in locusts.
Just an average Tuesday for him.
As I was saying, so they end up inside. Evie gets separated from the group, and this is where I'm talking about where the locusts, the scarabs are connected to Emotep, because now that he's back, that's when they start coming out of the ground and fast eating. So I think they're tied into Emotep.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this as we were watching this, and I just kept making fun of like the fact that she was like, they're supposed to eat you very slowly, and from this point on, they're just instantaneously eating people.
Yeah. So,
but Frankie brought up a good point. He said because there's just like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, there's so many. So Evie finds Mr. Burns, and his eyes and his tongue are gone.
God, that was so freaky as a kid.
And she turns around, and there's Emotep. And it's like, oh no. Oh God.
Oh dear God. And he's still juicy.
And because Mr. Burns has bad eyes, he thinks she's a Noxuna Moon.
Is that why?
Mm-hmm.
I never put 2 and 2 together.
He has bad eyes, so he thought that was a Noxuna Moon.
How did you put that together?
I don't know.
No, that's actually really good. Good on you.
So Rick finds her, he's like, whoa! And
I mean, that's probably not my natural reaction. My natural reaction is like, what the fuck? Kill it!
To be fair, Rick suspected there was a monster of some kind.
That's true. He always knew there was evil here.
And so Imhotep roars at him, and he roars back, shoots him with a shotgun, and runs away.
Yeah, he's like, boom.
You know, I give her a question. I give her credit. No questions asked.
Fuck it. Boom. Straight to the point. You gotta give the man that.
And so the Magi come back, and they're like, you refuse to leave, and now you've doomed us all. It's like, I got him, relax. And they explain,
dumb shit.
You can't kill him with a gun. So
here's up a very good question I've had.
Yes.
Goes into Hamunaptra with all these Magi, right? Because they're saying we got to go on the hunt now. Like, stop this thing.
Yep.
And later in the film, he actually comes to Cairo by himself with no backup. Yep. Where the hell are the rest of the Magi?
In Hamunaptra.
So does it imply that Imhotep killed them all?
He did, or he went to Cairo to meet the guy from
the librarian.
Yep. So they all go to they head back in Cairo to talk to the librarian, and Ardith Bey is there, and they're like, "Oh, you mother!" So,
this motherfucker.
So they explain the situation, and we might have missed something. We may have missed something. So
we missed the first kill.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. So Benny is there, and he's cornered by Imhotep. And
I love this little detail that he's such a weasel little shit. He carries tomens from each religion.
And he eventually speaks the religion that the slaves of ancient Egypt had. And he's
Judaism.
Like, and he's like, bring me the other sacred jars, and I'll let you live.
And he's like, I can use you.
So Benny brings him to Burns, who's, all fucked up. And Imhotep's whole plan is basically eat
Eric Roberts. Of course! No one gives a shit about Eric Roberts!
So they go to
Eric Roberts.
So Rick and the group go to check on the guy, and he's just a corpse. Like, there's just a skeleton there. And Imhotep starts, like, transforming. And they're like, oh no. But he sees a cat, and he's like, nope, I'm out. Deuces, bye.
Too rich for my blood. Or lack of blood, I'm sure he has at this point.
So Imhotep has grown a lot more powerful because Rick was able to, like, knock him over with a gun before, and now he's just tanking bullets. Does not care.
Because each victim he consumes, he gets stronger.
Oh, yeah.
So he's pretty much harvesting their organs for himself, but also increasing his power.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So they now going back to what I was saying earlier, they think they go to Cairo, they learn the situation.
Dude, how horrifying is that? Knowing there's something that's trying to, like, literally suck you dry.
So Imhotep starts systematically taking them all out, and there's just nothing they can do to stop him.
Yeah.
And he is eventually fully regenerated.
I really do have a question, though.
What's up?
What is stopping one of the guys marked for Imhotep from? I hate to be so crude, and I hate to put it this way, but just kind of off themselves. You think he would still be able to suck him up? Do they have to be alive? Is what
if their organs are still intact, then probably. But I don't know.
I mean, what's stopping getting down and saying, you know what, I'm doomed anyway, so.
The thing is, I think
I'm not encouraging that mindset, but I'm just, like, wondering, like, is there a loophole maybe to this?
The thing is, I think he got all of them within, like, an hour. Like, it did not take him long to get all.
In a span of a day, he got them all.
Like, it was ridiculous how fast he did that.
Because he got Burns in, like, probably mid-afternoon, early evening. The Egyptologist was the evening, and that's when he's at his creepiest.
Yeah. Then he gets the other two, like, back to back.
Yeah, straight back to back. I would say that at that one, that's an hour tops. He got the last two.
And they straight up say, yo, because Imhotep's got Evie, and they know they can't beat him. There's no freaking way.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way.
So Evie's like, let me go come up with a plan.
For real, like, we gotta buy time somehow, because there's nothing we can do.
So they pitch a ride on a plane with this dude named Winston.
Winston is the best character in the film.
He just wants to die.
Winston is a drunk, sad man that just wants to die in glory of battle. He follows the old warrior's code of he wants a glorious death in battle, like all his friends.
Before all of that, Evie did figure out where the gold book was.
Yeah, underneath the statue of Horus.
So they have to go find that.
Yeah, because it's literally the only thing that's going to stop them.
How did they get that?
What do you mean?
I forgot how they got that.
Because pretty much they figured, well, we all know there's a gold book. There's a book of the living. If the black book was able to bring it back, then they're just pretty much, they're putting all their straws in one basket and thinking the gold book would kill him.
I mean, I get that, but how did they get the gold book? I can't remember how they found it.
They dug it.
Okay. Cool.
They found the statue of Horus and pretty much probably found the same way the other group found the black book.
All right. Works for me. So,
yeah.
They find Imhotep, and they're trying to save Evie, and Imhotep is just like, you're funny. And creates like a sandstorm just by like screaming.
Say, in the theater, it was pretty cool looking. Still, it still does hold up because it's sand. So, I mean,
Jonathan, Rick, and Ardith survive. Winston, nope.
Rest in honor.
Yeah.
But to add insult to injury, he sinks in this quicksand. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. So now
another actor from Titanic, actually.
So now we're getting toward the climax of the film, and we end up.
They're going down into Hamunaptra again.
Yeah, they get the book, and Imhotep is starting the ritual to bring back an Oxford Moon.
Oh, he does. He brings her back.
But so he finds out Rick, Jonathan, and Ardith are there. He brings back his priests and is like, a Hipyud Setna.
Hipyud Setna. All right, folks, this is a portion of the movie where you all take a shot every time he says a Hipyud Setna.
A Hipyud Setna!
Drink!
So I think Imhotep has the key, and Jonathan is able to read an incantation on the front of the book to control the minions with a line that gets repeated in 2 different movies. Because Jonathan knows a little bit of ancient Egyptian because he learned it from Evie.
Yeah, and, obviously.
So Evie's trying to fight off an Oxford Moon.
Yeah, by the way, in the opening of the movie, if he didn't stab whatever he was going to stab, her soul just literally went back. It's staying? Doesn't seem consistent to what's been established.
Shut up. So, he's like, what's this symbol? And she's like, what's it look like? It's a bird.
It's a bird, a stalk.
A Metaphus, as she's being choked by an Oxford Moon.
Oh yes, I see.
So he reads that, and he's able to control the priests who kill an Oxford Moon.
No, those are more like soldiers. Those aren't the priests.
Well, the point is, they kill an Oxford Moon.
Brutally, honestly.
And Rick is fighting Imhotep. And Rick has like literally 0 chance. He cannot beat this guy.
He's literally getting tossed around.
He does chop his arm off at one point, and Imhotep just kind of puts it back on.
But that sword should not be still sharp after thousands of years.
I mean, shut up. So they do get the key from Imhotep, and Evie's like, keep him busy, and Rick's just getting tossed around. Imhotep's about to do the whole eat Eric Roberts thing again.
Eat Rick O'Connell.
And Evie is able to complete an incantation, and Rick's like, I thought this was supposed to kill him, because he's still alive.
Dumbass Imhotep just literally walks into it.
And so he starts going for Rick, and Rick just instinctively stabs him. Imhotep's mortal now. So Rick
that kind of makes sense when you think about it, more so than in the second one. Hear me out. Imhotep's a priest. He's not a fighter. Like when you see him fighting O'Connell when he has his powers, he's just literally tossing him. He's not really fisticuffing. He's just like, bitch, bitch, bitch.
He could be like a monk and was trained in combat.
I don't know if that's how it worked back in Egypt.
I mean, to be fair, Imhotep didn't need to try.
Well, I always assume like he doesn't know how to fight, so like naturally he's just like, well, I got power. Eh.
You know who else doesn't really know how to fight? Jiren. But there you go.
Okay, that's for the Dragon Ball Super review.
I'm just saying, Imhotep didn't need to put in any effort because
I feel like at this point we've talked about, we're hyping up our Dragon Ball retrospective with every episode. At this
the point I'm saying is Imhotep didn't need to put in any skill because he was just that much stronger than Okami. But anywho, Imhotep is killed by Rick and degenerates and falls into the pool of souls and vows revenge.
And death is only the beginning.
So with him dead, the place starts falling apart.
No, because Benny does the switch. Puts his bag of gold on a lever that goes down, and that's what makes it all go.
Well, so here's the thing. Benny's an idiot. Mm-hmm. And Rick, Jonathan, and Evie get out of there.
It's pretty much like a James Bond ending, like the layer's about to self-destruct.
And Rick does try to save Benny.
Oh well.
Doesn't make it, and Benny is cornered by the flesh-eating scarabs.
Think about this. I don't know what's more terrifying. The fact that he is now trapped underneath all that sand in Hamanata with no food or limited air supply. Or just getting eaten right away. I don't know what's the worst fate.
But he is... You don't see it, but you hear him get devoured.
But yeah, what's worse? The prolonged death or the sudden death?
Ardith Bay thanks them for what they've done.
Just fuck me, I guess. Just don't answer the question.
Fuck your questions. At least if you're not immediately eaten, you can at least make an attempt to get out.
True.
But he was just immediately... He had no way. He was just... He's just like, I'm going to die today.
Yeah, this is always one of the scenes that actually freaked me out as a kid.
So Evie and Rick are now a couple. And what you see on the camel is Benny's stolen treasure.
They're rich! Rich, I tell you!
And we'll see the labors of that in the second movie.
Except for Jonathan, who will blow all his money.
Yep. So, if I'm 100% real with you for a second, this is certainly a movie.
It's no Oscar winner.
It's not an amazing movie by any means, but
it knows what it is. It does its job well.
It's kind of like in the same category as like Mortal Kombat, though I do think as better than Mortal Kombat.
No, this is a far better scripted movie.
Yes, and a better acted movie because like the actors, like Brendan Fraser in particular, does a great job as his role.
Everyone's doing a good job here.
Yeah, Jonathan's great. Evie, Rachel Weisz does a great job. Imhotep, the guy who does the Imhotep is fucking intimidating.
Yeah, it's a simple, fun, popcorn ride of a movie that knows exactly what's it gonna be. Don't think about it too much and just try to have fun.
It's a fun movie. It's not meant to be is it art? No, it's a fun adventure movie with a monster in it.
That honestly we don't have enough of anymore. We don't have this type of film anymore.
No, we don't. And I wish we did.
We did.
And I would love to see a proper third movie in this series.
I recently heard Brendan Fraser would do it. He would come back.
Didn't he just do a good movie recently where he did like apparently he had a really good one in it. His acting was phenomenal in it. I don't know.
Well, that's what got him the Oscar. He won the Best Actor award.
Did he actually?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. He is Oscar winner Brendan Fraser.
That's actually incredible. Good for you.
I'm a Brendan Fraser fan. I missed him when he was on his hiatus.
I mean,
I'm giving the man a round of applause. He's literally a childhood hero of mine.
Like, if you bring back Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, John Hannah, and the guy who played Imhotep, I'd watch it.
Watch it?
You'd have to do it right. You need the right script and the right actors, but I'd watch it. Don't bring back the Scorpion King. I don't care.
No, there's no need for score. His stuff is done.
But
however, yeah, it has to be the right script. There has to be a legit good reason why Imhotep's coming back again.
I would say this is of the two Mummy movies, I do prefer this one to the second one.
Yes, the second one's more off the rails, but but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. This is a fun movie for me. I know this is like Annalise's go-to put-on movie in the background movie.
It's one of mine. No joke, audience. Me, Frankie, and Annalise will literally have text groups, and we're just quoting this and the second one.
I got to be honest with you for a second. This director, I think this and the second Mummy are the only two one of his movies I actually like.
You didn't have an issue with Van Helsing, though. I mean,
I didn't. I thought it was a movie.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for it as much as you guys do. How many goddamn Scorpion King movies are there?
A lot.
Why?
The only one I've seen is the first one with The Rock himself.
I didn't finish it.
We hadn't.
It's not good.
No, from what I remember, it's not good.
That's a video for another day. But yeah, I do enjoy it. Most people I know that have seen this movie do enjoy it. And I don't know if that's nostalgia or not. I feel like it probably is.
I think both. Like, it's just a fun movie, and we have nostalgia for it.
I mean, I have nostalgia for my over Power Rangers, the movie, and I think that movie's trash. So, there you go.
Movie?
That's a fucking movie. God damn.
Paul Freeman's literally trolling everyone in that film.
Oh, Jesus, that's a video for another day.
Yep.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, Brendan Fraser, I think they all do a good job. This is a fun movie.
I don't think this movie works without this cast.
No, it does not.
They all have great chemistry together.
Like, Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser actually have really good in this movie.
Really? Well, they have great romantic chemistry. They have great actual chemistry as actors, along with everyone in the cast.
Like Jonathan and Evie.
Really, you buy them as a brother and sister.
Exactly. The only actor I didn't really care for were the the side American people. Did not care about them whatsoever.
It's made to be Lambs for Slaughter. I mean, they're fine with what they do with their roles, but they really have nothing roles.
They're there just to die.
Yeah, they're there just to die.
They're like the whole cast of Blood and Honey, like that. I don't even know their names.
Yeah, me either. The only one I know is Mr. Burns because Evie says it.
Yeah, but all right. So before we announce the next review, we're gonna do our typical content creator shout out.
Yeah.
And Anthony, who are you shouting out this?
Shout out Escape from Walt Disney last time, I believe. So screw it. They don't need my help, but hot damn if I'm not going to give them a shout out because Lord knows they've done a lot for me. Team 4-Star.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Team 4-Star. They do the people behind Dragon Ball Z Abridged. They do a lot of other content involving Dragon Ball.
They're doing little Boo Saga bits for totally not Mark's reviews.
Well, those are done now, which hopefully, come on guys, we all want it. You know your audience wants them.
Just do it.
Just do it. Don't be cowards. Rick O'Connell demands it. But yeah, go check out Team 4-Star or any of their other channels on YouTube and just enjoy the laughs.
Mine's gonna be a lot different. Actually, with Hell's Kitchens comes back tomorrow for the new season. So does Kitchen Nightmares. So I'm gonna shout out a guy named Flynn Masters. There's a lot of Hell's Kitchen content on YouTube. If you're a fan of Hell's Kitchen, check his videos out.
This reminds me just because Gordon Ramsay when he was on Hot Ones, but go watch the NSYNC Hot Ones episode just so you can get Justin to actually do a reunion tour.
Watch the Ed Boon one too while you're at it.
Yeah, just support Mortal Kombat.
Oh man, I've been playing the shit out of that game. Whew.
The review for that will come on Frankie's YouTube channel soon, guys.
Yeah, it will. Now I'm back to a quarter because the video I wanted to do has to get delayed because there's a guest I want to get on it, and he is unavailable.
So no matter whose it falls under, we'll probably, if it falls under a week where it's my turn or his turn, we'll skip those episodes for when he's available, and we'll just do his episode. So
by the time we do another episode, it'll probably be October. So I want to review a horror movie next time.
Oh, we're gonna get right into our spooktacular month,
and the first horror movie we are going to review is one I hold near and dear to my heart. I mentioned a character from this movie earlier. So next time we're going to talk about Scream.
Shit, let's go.
So, guys, be ready for our Scream review next time.
And get ready for the horror season, because that's probably what we're going to be doing all month long.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of horror movies.
Yep.
And here we go. Who wants to go through this time? But as always, I want to thank you guys so much for listening to us talk about The Mummy for Jesus Christ, by cutting out, for almost an hour.
Let's be honest, we could have talked. If it was the second one, this would have been longer. Also,
if Annalise was here,
if Annalise was here, also, yeah, maybe we can get her for The Mummy Returns. Fingers crossed.
Annalise, you know you want to.
You know the people want you back.
I want you back. It's funny you mentioned that with fucking NSYNC, and that was their first single.
Right.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night. Take care.
Bye-bye.